Welcome to the quarantine edition of the Lovevery unboxing. Before I start, speaking of baby things, I've not worn this shirt since I was like 7 months pregnant with Vivi. I put it on and I was like, oh my gosh, the last time I wore this shirt, Day and I went to see a movie and we went to eat at Din Tai Fung, I think is the name of it, in Pacific Place here in downtown Seattle. It gives me feelings. So yeah, as I said, this is the quarantine edition of the Lovevery box. I had done a few videos since we had been in quarantine, kind of just talking about the state of things and giving commentary on some of the news. But then I stopped doing those videos because quarantine just drug on and I just was no longer motivated or excited to do those kinds of videos. So I have been in quarantine since February, like the second to last week in February, and I've only gone out a couple times to go to a vet appointment that couldn't be missed because my Mocha, one of my cats, I have two cats, she's on chemo medication to manage her inflammatory bowel disease that they think she has. So you have to go in every few months to have your blood checked and make sure that you're still all good. And then I had to leave to take my daughter to a doctor's appointment that her pediatrician insisted, well, a couple doctor's appointments. One of which was a well visit for vaccinations, which her doctor said she should not miss, and despite everything, still needed to come in because we had postponed it a bit. And then we took her to get an EEG because we thought that she was having infantile seizures. I'll do a video on that when I need to do videos on her progression, like kind of bundle them into 3 month, like every three months of her life per video. Even then I might need to like set it up in multiple videos because I have notes on my phone that I've made throughout the entire 9 months that she's been alive, of little things that I notice, of milestones and funny things, sweet things that I want to remember. So I need to do those videos. She's now 9 months old. Anyway, it is now Memorial Day weekend. It's the Monday of Memorial Day weekend, and I think we are about to reach the second phase of reopening in Washington. I think I need to Google it and see if it's still on track, but things are starting to open up with restrictions. I still have no plans to leave my house unless I absolutely have to. But I am gonna broaden my horizon and start ordering delivery, like takeout, because we've just been ordering groceries and I haven't had takeout since February, and I am the takeout queen. I live on takeout, or at least I used to. So, but I still have like a pretty intense fear of going outside because I've been holed up in my apartment for 3 months. It's still so bizarre that this ever happened. But when this box came in, this is the Explorer box for months 9 and 10. And on June 1st, Vivi's gonna be 10 months. So I've had, this box came, I don't know, maybe a few weeks ago at this point. Anytime I get mail, I try to set it off to the side for as long as possible before handling it, aside from bringing it in, just to be safe. So I think that these toys are safe for Vivi. I'm still gonna wipe them down, but I think that they've been quarantined enough to where it's probably okay for her to handle them now. Again, they've got the little booklet here that talks about how to care for everything. It's got the safety and warnings on the back. And then on the inside, it has everything that comes in the box and how to care for everything. So I'm going to utilize this play guide here that I get in every box that talks about a little bit of like the reasoning and development behind why each toy is in the box. Got a coupon for these Happy Baby teethers. I just actually ordered a box. Well, I thought it was a box, but it was actually a big box of like 5. And I'm glad she likes them because I only meant to get one box to see if she liked them to be safe. I don't like to order a whole bunch of one thing because she's very picky, like every baby is. But I got this purple flavor here that's like blueberry and purple carrot, and she really likes them. And Danny says that he thinks she likes them because she likes the autonomy of holding a big piece of, well, it's a big piece of food, but it dissolves easily. You know, it's like a dissolvable food like puffs. They're wafers, but she likes them a lot. So of course the inside of this looks like this, and it's got little tabs. It does talk about on this first page here, it says that the order that they say to introduce things is a suggestion, and you know, if the baby's not interested in something at first, reintroduce it later. I find that a lot of these are a bit advanced for Vivi. I think that the things that you do get in the boxes will grow with them. Like you can use them for multiple years because they require certain skills, you know, like stacking and putting things into, putting objects into things, and you know, they extend how long you can play with them, which is good. But mostly, I think Vivi is starting to get out of the phase now where she does still put everything in her mouth, but she's starting to like have more awareness of things and play with things a little bit differently, like with a little bit more skill. Whereas before it was simply just to look at and put in her mouth. So there's a few facts that they have about your baby at 9 months. So she can differentiate between people that she has seen and not seen before. She might be nervous around strangers. Can pull herself up on a furniture. Vivi's been doing that since like about 7 months. Sits upright for 10 to 15 minutes at a time, leaning forward without losing balance. Uses her voice to get attention. When she notices adults can respond to sounds. Babbles and long strings of syllables made of the same consonants and vowels. Dada, mama. She does that with mom. Mama. She'll go mum, 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 mum. But she hasn't done the dada thing yet. She'll say, oh, which is really, really cute. Vivi likes to grab her spoon with being fed. Vivi likes to do that, but she makes a mess. Imitates adult sounds like coughing, smacking, blowing through her lips. She does the blowing through her lips thing, and she likes to go. Bangs the item against floor and table. Waves bye-bye. Vivi doesn't wave bye-bye yet, but I haven't taught her that. I've done it a couple times, but I haven't really taught her. Stare at herself in the mirror. But it says they won't know it's them until about 18 months. But she loves to stare into the mirror. We just got this drum thing, this drum toy, which I vlog that kind of thing. Again, I'm very behind on vlogs, but you'll eventually see it. It's this drum that I got off of Amazon. It was pretty highly rated. Parents seem to like it. But it's got a reflective top, and then these like infinity lights inside, so she gets to see herself, but also she like gets that effect where she's like, whoa, with the lights. Play interactive games like peekaboo. She loves peekaboo. And then around 10 months, which she's about to be, is making more sounds and trying to mimic sounds you make. Is interested in using his hands, eyes, and mouth to learn objects around him. Starts to understand that everything is a name. May stand on his own momentarily. We've been walking Vivi around the apartment with holding her hands and letting her walk. She wants to run, and she gets very excited. She loves doing things for herself. And then we spend most of our time in bed because that's where she wants to be. That's where she cries the least. And we have these mesh side rails on our bed to keep her in. And so she'll cruise along those, and momentarily will kind of push away from them and stand before she falls down. Lower himself down from a standing position while holding onto furniture. She'll do this to bend down and grab a toy. Okay, so getting into the things in the box, the first thing that this talks about is object permanence and shape changing. So there's a peekaboo blanket in this. Got the same kind of theme, the patterns that they use in other toys, which I love the aesthetic of this company. Danny already plays peekaboo with her with our like little muslin towels. Muslin towels are amazing to have with you to, you know, drape over yourself to keep yourself safe from spit up, to clean the baby. It's very, very absorbent and lightweight. We have multiple of those. This, I don't think this is made of muslin material, or if it is, it's like a heavier muslin material, but it's a nice material. It says put the blanket over your baby's head and then help her take it off and hold it in front of her and then drop it. Stuff the blanket into a cube so she can see how its shape changes. And then next are the Shapes Beanbags. So these are double-sided. On this side it has this like almost goldfish looking material, and they're beanbags. And then on this side, this is one of my favorite patterns that they have, the little waves. So this says your baby is learning that he can let go of and drop things whenever he feels like it. This teaches baby about gravity. It says have your baby drop the beanbags from high up and see if he looks for them. Ask him to give the beanbag to you and then give him a block or a ball in return, and then give the beanbag back to him. Trading objects back and forth helps him practice letting go of things when he needs to. Give your baby the beanbags and explain how the two shapes are different from each other. Exaggerate your tone and movements as you do to help him understand. Beanbags are great for stuffing in and pulling out of I can't say that. The clear tube and containers. This is the baby ball. Oh, whoa. Okay. This is open on both ends. So this babies love water for so many reasons. They love to make it move, pour it out, and to activate it by splashing. So this goes in the tub. It says the baby ball floats in the bath. It makes noise and appears to just be plastic. It is great for helping her practice reaching for and grasping a moving target. The tube sinks in the bath and can be fun to push the ball in and out of the tube underwater. The ball also works under a land, and it fits into the containment kit, tube, and stacking room set. A book here to help kids learn about their feelings. It's called the How I Feel Board Book. This is definitely something that I think is more advanced for her, and that can, you can use this probably up through elementary school, I would imagine, because right now she can't talk. She doesn't really understand you. But this is the book. So it has all the emotions here, illustrated by the kids' faces. Your baby is broadening his range of vocal expressions, grunting, whining, babbling, whereas before he could only cry or laugh. He's also starting to tune into other people's emotions. He focuses on your tone of voice and notices facial expressions, especially if you exaggerate them for him. He's building emotional intelligence every day. So it says, go a little Hollywood while you read the book, acting out the different emotions dramatically with your face. Make faces in the mirror with him. Babies don't all react to this at the same time, so don't get discouraged. Ways to help support his emotional development: offer him affection and fill his day with smiles. Speak with empathy when he's upset. Bond at his level, talking back and forth with him face to face. Establish routines that help him feel secure by understanding and trusting what is coming next. Exploring basic concepts through opposites. So there's another board book in here called The Opposite Board Book. So that's another book that will definitely be able to grow for a long time with the kid. So this says, opposites are a great way to teach your baby basic concepts that help her organize information. Practicing opposites early and often will help her make more sense of her world. Once you've read the book together, you can practice the concepts around your home. Try open, closed with the cupboard doors and books. Work on location with inside, outside. Help her move blocks and balls in and out of containers, boxes, or drawers. Explore time with first and then. First, I'm showing you a ball, then I'll roll it to you. Get started on quantity with one/many during a mealtime. Move countable foods around. Example, you have one puff, now you have many puffs. On off is easy to practice with lights and switches. I definitely, like I said, feel like Vivi is getting to the point where I can start teaching her things. When she was really, really little, I would I would talk to her just naturally, but then I would try and talk about what I was doing, or if I was touching or holding an object, I would say what it was. But then I feel like I kind of stopped doing that for a while because it was just, they eat, sleep, poop, chew on things. And so I really felt like she wasn't getting anything out of it. But now I think that she's more inquisitive and has naturally progressed to a point where I think that she would benefit and maybe start absorbing some information like that I can teach to her about things. Next is working on hand-eye coordination. So these are her first blocks, and they are because I haven't bought any for her yet, but I have favorited a lot of blocks, like soft blocks that have the alphabet or pictures on them of animals. So these are her first blocks here. And they're wooden. This one appears to just be natural wood, and it's not painted. And then the others are painted wood blocks. As blocks are a centuries-old learning toy that help babies with gross and fine motor skills. Your baby will work on picking them up, raking them, and using both sides of his body at once to bang them together. Blocks are a new shape to compare to a sphere. He'll quickly figure out balls and blocks have different properties. Stacking and knocking them over is a great practice with cause and effect. Put blocks in your baby's hand and show them how to bang them together. He'll be able to do this on his own by 12 months. Rhythm is an early math lesson. While your baby bangs blocks, bang back at him in the same pattern. Build a tower for your baby and show him it can be knocked down. In months 11 and 12, he may figure out to set a block on top of another. If the block's off balance, don't fix it. Trial and error is important for learning. By months 12 to 16, he may be able to stack 2 blocks, then 3 by month 18, and 4 by month 22. This is why there are 4 blocks in the set. Putting things in things. Clear tube with stacking rings. So this here is the base that goes to the ring. Everything, it looks like they use wood whenever they can, because this appears to be painted wood. And then there are three different painted wood rings. And they are slightly different sizes as well. So, take a tube, stick it here, can put the ball in, and then, ow, oh. Your baby is beginning to understand that things fall out of a tube and stay in a container, a concept she'll be increasingly interested in until about 18 months. Show your baby how a ball goes into and then falls out of the tube. Have her work to get the ball and then do it again. Tilt the tube on a pillow and have your baby put the ball and other objects into the tube and watch them fall out again. Give her something that's too big to fit in the tube and talk about why it doesn't fit. At 10 and 11 months, your baby may be able to pull the rings off the tube or tip the tube so the rings fall off. By 15 months, your baby may be able to put the tube in the base and stack the rings around the tube, and then show her how removing the tube releases the rings. Understanding inside and out. Little grip canister set, which is here. So it has these like nesting, well, it has a couple different, okay, they are nesting containers. So, they had them inside like this. Okay, and this one appears that you can like put it on and then twist it to close it, and so it's like secure. But there's 3 in here, and they each have a different kind of top. So this one rotates off. This next one, you just close it. And then this one stays on and then clamps shut. And they also have, I was gonna say these remind me of something that we've gotten in past box, because they have little holes in the bottom to let water out so they could be bath toys. We had little cups that just kind of had color like this just around the top, but they were open. But here's the first container empty. And then the second. And this is just plastic, and the tops are plastic as well. They're painted plastic. and then this one on its own. At 9 to 11 months, babies love emptying containers, either dumping everything out at once or taking items out one at a time. Be very proud of this new skill. By around 12 to 13 months, you may also see your baby experimenting with putting objects into containers. Demonstrate that blocks fit inside the containers and see if your baby is interested in getting them out. Show him how an object larger than the canister won't fit inside. Stuff the peekaboo blanket in the canister so he can watch how it changes shape. He may want to try to pull it out. At 12 to 13 months, your baby will want to put more and more objects into the canisters, experimenting with how much they hold. He'll be able to nest the containers around 18 months, and later on, he'll be able to explore how the lids work. Building coordination and concentration. So this is called the Montessori Eggcup. And it's wooden and comes in 2 pieces. The wood cup and egg will help your baby learn to use both sides of her body at the same time. Skill that's important for things like getting dressed. She needs lots and lots of practice using both hands at once to build the speed of communication between her brain's hemispheres. As simple as it is, the egg cup is physically fascinating to babies. In the beginning, your baby will probably just enjoy banging the egg and cup together. This is also a way to use both sides of the body at once. She can see if she can dump the egg out of the cup at first. Eventually, she'll work out how to put the egg in. Show your baby how to set the egg in the cup and then take it out again. Have your baby hold the egg in one hand and the cup in the other and encourage her to put them together. Have her try to repeat your action. If she doesn't help her guide her hands while standing or sitting behind her. So that appears to be the end of the book, but there is an additional object in here that they don't really have any explanation for, so it's probably just to kind of be able to gather some toys. But it's got that nice confetti design that I love so much, and it has a zipper at the top, and it's a pretty good size, so that will be good for all the many things that, like, you can put anything in here basically. You can never have enough organization or storage when it comes to babies, is what I've learned. So that is it. I'm trying to think of when I get the next box. So 11 and 12, so in a month I'll get another box. But I've already done a few of these videos. I don't know how many parents actually do baby subscription boxes. I've never participated in a subscription box in my life. But since I had a baby, I researched the ones that are out there. This one was my favorite, but there are others. This box, I think I've said before in videos, will go up to age 2, and then that's it. But then there are other subscription boxes that cater to children of all ages. I mean, they've got clothing subscription boxes for kids, certain activities, like they've got boxes like that teach them kind of engineering concepts, which I think would be a lot of fun for my husband is an engineer. So if he has any interest in something like that, I think would be pretty cool to subscribe to something like that when she's older, that he can bond with her on. They also have boxes to teach your kids cooking, which I think would be another one that would be fun for Vivi and her dad, because I cook when I have to. I've had to cook during quarantine. And obviously having a kid now, I'll cook more for her. But, and then they've got book subscription boxes, which I think would be a really fun way to learn about new books out there. Right now I'm kind of just concerned with collecting the classics. I don't have a bookshelf for her yet, and I've got actually a stack of books on my table that need a home. So when I shop for things, I shop forever to find the perfect thing. So Right now, we've just been shopping for, I just bought blackout curtains for my apartment. We're only in this apartment for another year, but the shades that they have here do not keep out enough light. So, and I bought like a little ceiling track for them, which I think, especially for this place, is more practical than a rod because things are at odd angles and a rod really wouldn't fit. Plus, I think a track, which I've never had a drape on a track before, but because it seems I've seen them in commercial buildings, but I feel like it would probably keep out more light. There'd be less gaps. So I ordered my curtains through Amazon. I was gonna get them through Etsy, but to get blackout curtains on Etsy, like I wanted velvet ones too, would be really pricey, and it doesn't make sense to get them right now if we're just gonna be here for a short amount of time. But I would make that investment in the next place, because we will be in the next place hopefully, unless something happens, some unforeseen circumstances. The next place will probably be at least until she's kindergarten age. And then, if I'm working again, maybe we can upgrade our situation. But, so, what I have a hard time telling a story and bringing it back together and tying it in a nice bow. I don't know why I started talking about that. Yeah, so I've never gotten subscription boxes for myself, but for some reason, when I had a baby, I just thought it would be fun. Also, I thought it would be fun videos to make. Oh yeah, kind of rounding back to the beginning. I don't know how many parents actually use these boxes for their kids, because I don't know how I'm trying to make these videos as easily searchable as possible. I like these kind of videos. I feel like my very first video got the most views, and the rest of them people either aren't interested in for whatever reason, they don't want to click on them. But I will be doing more of these in the future. Actually, for myself, I found out through, I watch Graveyard Girls videos, Bunny on YouTube, and she had done a box, there's a Nick box, a Nickelodeon box that has nostalgic Nick toys or figurines. I kind of want to get into that for myself. I don't know how many people are into that, how many people search those videos. I want to do a mix of videos that, will get people to actually watch my channel that I also like to do. I would never do a video of anything that I didn't enjoy just to get people over to my channel, but I want to do a mixture of kind of things that are more searched. Like I did an audiobook review on Jessica Simpson's audiobook, and it got a lot of views, but not a lot of engagement. Also, my audio quality wasn't that great then. Now I have this microphone that I plug into my iPhone that I'm currently recording all my videos on. So hopefully as the quality of videos get better, I'll have more people engage with me and my videos. Part of the fun is the interaction. So if you don't get the interaction, I have more niche ideas, video ideas, things that I'm into, like classic horror. There are a lot of people that are into that, but it's more of a niche audience. So I want to have everything be something that is interesting to me, but have a mixture of niche things that are like near and dear to my heart, but also things that, again, I do also enjoy, but a larger audience maybe searching for those kind of videos, because I would really like to be able to make videos more often, and make something of this channel. So if you have any suggestions on subscription boxes that I could try in the future, either for me that are mom related, not mom related, like if you know anything about me, if you think that there's a box that might pique my interest, mom or otherwise, or kid boxes, I have a note in my phone that I'm keeping track of any and all subscription boxes that I may be interested in the future. Since I became a mom, I already was a note taker, but keeping track of things that I need to do in the future, that I need to remember in the future. Right now I'm planning Vivi's first birthday. She's gonna be a year old in a couple months. So I'm trying to plan on, you know, I wanna do a little small celebration here at home. We're obviously not going anywhere this year with the coronavirus going around. I'm currently planning on doing a couple of special things for her. I want to get a height chart, and they have a ton of them on Etsy, like really nice wooden ones that you can kind of customize the color of the lettering and everything. And when I was a kid, I loved Precious Moments. I don't think that they're really that big anymore, but they are still around, and they are still making figurines. And I found that they have birthday Precious Moments, and I feel like I have to start collecting those because I always wanted them when I was a kid, and for whatever reason, I don't know if I just never asked for them or my mom never got them for me. I don't know which it was, but I always loved them, their little teardrop eyes. And so now that I have my own baby and we're just kind of starting out with her, I want to get started on collecting certain things. And so I want to get a year-old Precious Moment for her. And it's cool because they've got little babies of like with different hair colors, and they've got a blonde and a red-haired one. And I feel like she could be either, because under natural light, her hair is like strawberry blonde. When you turn on the bright overhead lights, her hair is yellow. She's got the most beautiful, interesting hair color. It'll be interesting to see how it changes as she gets older, but she's just got the most beautiful blue eyes and blonde, strawberry blonde hair. Super, super pale. I just think she's the most beautiful thing I've ever seen, but I'm her mom, so I would think that. But yes, leave any suggestions for future subscription boxes in the comments. Comment on anything in the box that you particularly liked. If you are planning on subscribing to this box, how old your baby is, who you are as a new mom, where you are. I'm in Seattle. I'm always fascinated about where people live. Tell me how many kids you have. I'm also fascinated about how people decide to grow their families. We've actually decided to just stick with one kid. Before I had Vivi, I was like, either I want none or one. And then when from about 3 weeks old to 5 months, I thought I wanted one or two more. And then I came back to my senses because a lot is happening when you're pregnant and after pregnancy. Wow, that just reminded me of a dream I had last night. I should have written this one down, but it wasn't one that stuck with me. I think I dreamt that I was pregnant again. Oh, I wish I could remember it. It's so faint now. But I also have a list of dreams that I've been having that I need to make a video of since she's been born because they've been crazy. Anyway, yeah, so I'm fascinated by people who have big families, who have just a couple kids, who I feel like I'm obviously drawn to people that decide to have one kid. I feel like that's a really specific kind of, because for me, I'm really loving the family of 3 dynamic. I love the fact that I get to give Vivi so much individual attention. And then when Danny, we kind of switch off, you know, I take care of her most of the time while he's working, and then when he's off of work, he takes care of her at night while I can do things and get some time to myself. Right now, obviously, I think she's napping, but he's in the bedroom with her at her favorite place, in her giant adult playpen in our bed, and I can have time to do things like this. So I think a family of 3 is the dynamic for us, but I think I'll always wonder, like, what would that second kid have been like? Would they have been like Vivi? Would they have looked like Vivi? Would they have looked more like me and had darker hair and eyes? But I'm actually okay with just always wondering, because I feel like with Vivi, only having her, we have so many more resources at our disposal, and we don't have to split that between 2 or more kids. And that's just really, I think, the lifestyle that I want. I mean, when I have her, I only have to juggle 1 kid. Next year, we're moving out to the suburbs, and I'll have a car again. And just going out and about with 1 kid. I'm starting to become less overwhelmed by taking her out by myself. But if I had multiple kids to take out, I probably wouldn't go out as often. We probably wouldn't travel as often. We wouldn't have as much money to do those things as often. So I think that we made the right choice. But let me know how big or small your family is and how you came to that decision. I have a lot to edit. The video is 46 minutes long now, but I will see you next time in my next unboxing. Or I've spoke about this, and it's probably annoying to anybody that's watching any of my videos, but I've got a huge backlog of vlogs, but I now have more time to edit them. So hopefully there'll be a lot more videos going up on my channel so I can get caught up. But thank you for watching, if you've watched to the end, or if you've watched it all, and I will see you next time.